101.5 FM. It is 25 minutes past 12 and we're getting very, very excited because in less than 6 hours, Urban Country Music Festival for the 10th year is going to kick off down there at the QSEC Stadium there with the rodeo, and then followed by that they're having the traditional country showcase as well. Don't forget, if the rodeo is not exactly your style, Urban Country Music Festival has got everything for everybody. You can head up to the Stanmore Hall at the Historical Village, and of course free entry into the Historical Village all weekend. So kicking off at 6 o'clock tonight, we have the Homestead Country Music Club, and they're going to be part of the locals at Urban, so you can get up there. And also, if you're thinking, well, I feel like a bit of a dance, you can get up there, see them for about an hour, then head on down here to King Street and you can do a little bit of line dancing. And don't forget, if you don't know how to line dance or clog or all that sort of stuff, you can, over the weekend, get your little festival program, which we're calling our Festival Pocket Guidebook, our Bible to Urban, and you'll be able to learn how to dance for free. There is so much free stuff happening over the festival this year. And of course, another thing that's free is the McCormick's Songwriters Cafe. And joining us right now live in the studio is one of the performers that's going to be there on Sunday at 2:30, along with Amanda Halloran and Paul Cowderoy. And of course, I'm talking about Jen Mize. How you doing, Jen?
I'm really good, Tracy. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming in. And you know what? It's a shame on us because you're a local girl. You live just here in the Glasshouse Mountains.
I do.
And you told me before then you were just living right here in Morayfield.
Yeah. I've been here since I moved to Australia in this area for the last 6 or 7 years now. So yeah, I'm a local girl.
And you've got a beautiful, strong accent there. And that's from?
Well, I grew up in Las Vegas. But most people aren't from Las Vegas, and my parents were definitely not. They're from the Deep South. So family in Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So that's a southern accent that you hear.
It sure is. But it's a lovely southern accent too.
Thank you very much.
So why the big move to Australia?
Oh, I met my love, my husband, Ashley, and he's an Aussie boy, and we were both working on cruise ships, as silly as that sounds.
No, it doesn't sound silly. The Love Boat, maybe.
Yeah, we weren't expecting to find love, but such is life. And we did, and we got married in the States and lived in Vegas for about a year, and went back on more cruise ships and toured around the world. And then he got a job offer from a friend and to work here in Caboolture, and he's like, "You want to live in Australia?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go for it." Yeah. So we did. Oh. And now 3 years back, we bought a place up in Glasshouse Mountains, and little Queenslander with our dog and chickens.
Oh, there we go. You've got it all.
We got it all. I got a golden retriever and 2 chickens. I have it all.
Oh, you've got a golden retriever. They never grow up, do they?
No, he's a puppy. He's still a puppy.
And how old is he? 4 or 5?
Curly's 4, yes.
Yeah, and he's still a puppy. I have one myself.
He's a sweetheart, though, so he doesn't get into much trouble. The worst thing he does is want to go for a walk. That's about as bad as it gets.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? And throw that ball.
Yes. Yes.
You have to throw the ball. Now, living up here in Glasshouse Mountains, a lot of songwriters love to live in the mountains, in the Blue Mountains down south and things like that. Do you get your inspiration from the atmosphere that you're in, or do you sort of pull a bit more from your homeland?
You know, it comes from both. I mean, you can't live in Glasshouse and not be inspired. I mean, every time I take my dog for a walk, it's just absolutely breathtaking scenery. But I also pull from where I came from in the States. A few songs on this new album that I have are inspired by the desert. A few are inspired by mountains in Tennessee, which is where my family's all originally from. Yeah. But I'm a mountain girl, so the fact that we ended up at Glasshouse doesn't surprise me at all. For being in this area, I need to be able to go hiking and go for walks and see mountains. I grew up with mountains all around me all the time, so yeah.
Oh, well, it's nice to know that in Australia here, and particularly here in the Moreton Bay region, we've got such a vast thing. You can go from the surf out to the mountains into the city. It's just an absolutely fantastic area. So we're quite proud of our region as well.
It's so beautiful. I mean, Ash, my husband, he loves his surfing, so he can pop down to Caloundra and get in the water. And we lived on Bribey Island for a while, so I mean, we love it around here. We love this area.
Oh, that's fantastic, and it's so nice to know that we do have so much talent here in the Moreton Bay region. And thanks for joining us and being another talent that we've been able to discover. Now, talking about discover, you were at the Urban Songwriters Songwriters last year, because I remember playing a lot of the Jen Mize collection stuff from back then.
Yes.
And we sort of keep that going. So it's nice to know that we have the new album out. So tell us a little bit about the new album and when it's being launched.
Well, it will be launched at Urban, basically. It's really exciting for me. I got to work with some really great local guys. Some of the guys on the album are Brendan Radford, fantastic songwriter and guitarist who, he's the one who got me to play at the Songwriters gig last year.
Oh, there you go.
If it wasn't for Brendan saying nice things about me, I wouldn't have gotten the gig. So there you go.
Well, there we go. He is loving. He does get, he backs so many artists, and we find that with a lot of our Australian musicians, and I'm sure it's the same thing over in the States, but they just get in and just help each other. They don't need the big name on the front there. So, we'll just get in there and do that. So thank them.
I guess it's about believing in what you do. If you like the music, it makes it really easy to just support everybody, and it's fun. Also, Danny Whitcomb from the Wilson Pickers is on this album, and he's playing with me at Urban Country this year.
Oh, that's fantastic.
At noon on Sunday at the Village Hotel.
I was going to ask, you've got the 2 gigs there. You've got the Village Hotel at 12, and then you're going to go and do the Songwriters. So we're going to see 2 different Jen Mizes from there. We're going to see more up close and personal at Songwriters, but what are we going to see at the Village?
At the Village, it'll be a little bit more up. A little more lively. I'm going to throw in a few covers at the Village as well. Plus, Danny plays amazing guitar, so he's going to make me look better just being next to me. And he plays slide guitar. It's really, really fun. We'll be doing most of the stuff from this album, like a few covers, a little Justin Townes Earl, a little Gilliam Welsh, a little Bruce Springsteen, a little Bill Withers.
Nice.
So that will hopefully not be too mellow, and I think I can bring more of the mellow stuff out at the Songwriters and not get too boring. I just don't want to be boring for everybody.
Look, if you're telling the story, that's not going to bore people.
That's true.
I think that's what Songwriters is about. So they'll actually get to see you at the Village, but when you and then head on over at 2:30 over to the Songwriters, all of a sudden we're hearing more of the story, and it comes through your songs, and that's what's the big attraction about Songwriters is because you're right there. It is up close and personal, and we really, really get a little bit of background into the performers, the artists, and their life as well.
Yeah, it's my favorite experience, that kind of thing. It's very Bluebird Cafe Nashville kind of thing. In fact, I'm part of a group that's called The Round in Brisbane, and we do a Songwriters Night one Wednesday a month. Last time Harmony James was there. So, we don't just do country, but we get some good names coming in, and it's really intimate, small room. So this the McCormick Songwriters Cafe here is the exact same vibe. It's the stuff I love to do. That's my favorite kind of gig.
Excellent. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to play track number 7 off the new album now, because the album is going to be available at Urban.
Yes.
And if you pick yourself up a copy, and I'll tell you what, guys, you need to bring a bag along to Urban this year, because there's some fantastic new albums coming out, and that have only just come out in the last couple of weeks, or they're going to be released at Urban. So this one is called Fear, Pride, Stubborn Angels. Oh, and a few stubborn angels.
Yes,
I missed a few.
That's okay. We're doing a redesign because everybody misses that.
Yeah, we do.
We'll redesign that and make sure you can read it. Fear, Pride, and a Few Stubborn Angels.
And so this is track number 7, These Woods. Tell us a little bit about this one before we go into it.
This is the first song I ever wrote on mandolin, which I actually played it last year at Urban. I bought a mandolin on eBay, and a week later I had this song, and I just it felt really natural. It's very Appalachian, so it took me to a place of cabins in the mountains, in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, and this song came out.
Well, let's hope it takes us here right now. Here is Jen Mize, track 7 off her new album, which will be launched this weekend at the Urban Country Music Festival. Track number 7, and These Woods.